Hiding suggests that she should be somewhere. That's what I'm saying.
I know the feeling what made you write this. We're just trying to be honest. At the end of the day, you're just getting the energy.
Stands for
It's a skill.
Yeah,
bro.
it's a
Openness
skill to
is
be
a
able to be.
skill.
Yeah.
There's tonalities with it. There's a whole thing that comes with being.
Hey man, say man, do.
Yeah, we good. We been good.
Oh, okay, bet.
Wait. Just make sure everybody mic is on.
Chill, bro.
I mean,
If I did, the story just came out. Chill.
yeah.
Relax.
Relax, man. Just relax.
Talk about mic work is crazy at a time like this. Welcome to another episode of Stuck in the Middle podcast. Because you know what's up in this stuff.
Weekly.
Hey, week. Y'all know what it is. I don't do nothing without the fan with me. But before we get into that, hold on real quick. Bro, we're almost at 1,000.
Hey. Milestones, baby. We live in milestones
Really
every
almost
day.
hitting that thing, guys. Please, one more time. +1 on all the plats. Every time you get to it, you hit +1. I need to subscribe on YouTube. I need to follow on Instagram and TikTok and Facebook. I need to make it real by y'all subscribing. So please. Boy, why you gotta start drinking when I'm in the middle?
Where it started. It's beer.
This is
Hooray for beer.
0% alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Zero.
No plug.
Dos Equis.
Hey, we
Zero.
really like a check. Hey, we really like a check, please. It really would do a lot.
Bubba check, bro. Just send me a lifetime supply of these.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
Look.
We can resell them.
This is incredible. I drink a lot of non-alcoholic beverages. This is one of the ones. Top tier for me.
We can resell them. You heard about
what do
that?
you feel about the people that say you're just drinking a Mountain Dew? How do you feel about that?
I do remember how beer tastes, and sometimes I'll still get a sip. Yeah. This is the closest.
It tastes like beer, just without the
The rest
effects.
of them are Mountain Dew, though.
Wow.
No, the rest of them aren't. Some
How
of
about
them.
them cut water? You ever drinking them cut water?
I haven't had one yet, but I've been.
Do you ever feel a buzz like at all, bro?
You know what?
Like, do you ever like psych yourself into a buzz?
That's real though.
No, for real.
No, it's actually
That's a
very
great
real.
question,
I
yeah.
know because I know I'm not drinking alcohol.
Yeah, I'm just saying. Like,
No,
you
because
ever
you're not
like,
a
oh,
lunatic.
shit.
But I
like
do
that.
sometimes every once in a while. I don't drink by choice, so it's not like But every once in a while, I'll take a sip of like Katie's drink.
It's true, though.
Like Katie with a drink.
Yeah.
And I'll take a sip and I'll immediately be like, oh my God, I'm so drunk. I'm so drunk. I'm out of there.
Be a lightweight like mom, bro.
But you know, that's what happened to Travis Kelce and Jason Kelce. They were talking about it on the podcast. They said they was drinking Taylor Swift in the Kansas City Chiefs booth or whatever, or the Super Bowl booth. And for the first half, they were giving them 0 beers, but they didn't know that, and so they were drinking it. They was kind of acting like they was inebriated.
Getting tossed.
And I love the Kelce brothers, but I will say this. In that moment, guys, you were lunatics. If you were acting like you're drunk off
You got hit by the placebo effect, my brother.
Whoa.
Or
very well.
whoa, because placebo was really, the way you said it was super fast. Yeah. Real quick though, is it 0 alcohol altogether, or is it near 0? Is it like
There's nothing because it is
That's
alcohol.
why they
They
can
filter
get
it
drunk.
out. You would have to drink a ridiculous amount of this.
A fatal amount.
Jason
Yes.
Kelce is 700 men in one. I'm sure he can knock down a
No,
ton of beer.
but we're saying
you literally have to
you
drink
would
a
have to
fatal
drink,
amount.
like
Your
80
stomach
of
can't. Your
these
stomach will burst before
you got to an
can even
alcohol
get
level.
to any kind of alcohol.
You got to drink like 100 cases.
Oh yeah, it's insane.
So we're not talking like 0.1. We're talking .000.
Now my cry for lunacy goes even deeper. Now that you said something like that, for them to be acting like
Hey,
that off of that
placebo.
kind of beer.
Placebo.
Unbelievable.
What's your drinking song? Because I know you have
So
to.
what?
Like, because what's your drinking song?
I don't have a
Like,
song.
Sweet Caroline. Like, what's your?
I think you just did.
Yeah, I think you mixed
Yeah,
two
you did-
songs.
you did.
Maybe
You did.
three.
Caroline and Sweet Home Alabama.
That was sweet cherry pie. That's what he had mixed.
What I do?
You did sweet.
Caroline.
You said sweet Caroline and
But
sweet
with
cherry
sweet-
pie.
but you
you
had
did a
sweet-
little remix.
But you just
No,
No,
see,
see,
it's a
you-
mix.
you-
You did a mix.
you did Sweet Home Alabama.
No,
Bama-
you did sweet cherry pie.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
sweet
With
cherry
Sweet
pie.
Caroline.
Yeah.
You
I'm
did
doing
the
sweet
little
cherry
mix.
pie.
Yeah.
No, I don't have a drinking
have a
song.
drinking song?
What's
Okay,
a
bet.
people have drinking songs?
Yeah, that's what. See, I feel like when you get to that point, it's because you're a drinker. You can drink.
Gotta have one. What's it?
Look,
Party in the house tonight.
everybody just have a good time. And they're about to lose your mind.
Hey, y'all know that?
Bro, when that song blew
Everybody
up when we
just
was in
have a
college,
good,
bro,
good,
everybody.
As soon as he said the everybody shuffle,
Take that.
Bro, the amount of people was like, I gotta learn how to shuffle.
yeah, facts. Now I don't have no drinking song.
Okay,
One
but
of my boys was the Bad Bunny.
Nah, facts.
But every time I looked on Instagram, every story of his was him passed out and like waking up to. They played the song. He's like, yeah, he just. I'm like, bro,
Nah, facts.
that's
and
crazy.
the funny part is, because people be asking me, why do you drink 0% beer? Because they're contrary to popular belief, there are people out there that actually enjoy the taste of beer. I am one of them.
There you go.
Beer.
I am one of them. I love the taste, the full weedy taste.
Matter of fact, tell them who you are. Let them know why you need hard liquor. What's your name, John?
Because my name is Coach Travel Ref Hef.
Here we go.
Whoa. B. Will Cooks, we locked in.
The drinker. No, I'm just joking. Cori from Cori's Corner. It's my pup Perry.
Benito.
And we are the Altos.
Shout out to that show, bro. Classic.
I'm the official social cues, guys, and this is what we do. We got 4 black men on a couch in a chair giving away comedic banter around pop culture. We do it in a few segments, man. Typically, we have something called Stuck on Comments. From there, we move on to Mutha-Stucka of the Week. I hope you guys got some good segments in here.
I think so. I've seen a couple of them.
Yeah, for Mutha-Stucka of the Week. And then we move on back to you. Guess what? People say, we want to be on your podcast. It's so simple. Go to StuckyPod.com. Go to StuckyPod.com. I repeat, go to StuckyPod.com. You will give us your Stucky situation. If it's good enough, it goes on our board. And guess what? You're on the show. More importantly, we make you feel like you're on the couch.
Come on.
Yeah. And if you do something stupid enough, you'll be stuck in stupid. That's a segment where Brian talks about things that are stuck and stupid in the world. We move on from there to have just a vulnerable conversation with ourselves as men that we typically don't do. We do that through some shadow work with Cori. And then that's the show, guys. You know, we get out of here about an hour and a half. We hope you stick around. Guys, who's your Mutha-Stucka?
You about to put 2 up there.
I did.
Hold on, before we look, is it anything to do with travel?
The first one, Spirit Airlines. Spirit. Wow, come on, why they stuck? They stuck every week, but
Straight up, Spirit is a low-cost airline, budget airline, whatever you want to call it. I understand.
The great value of airlines.
he cooking, boy.
I understand.
He cooking.
I understand, like, why you did what you did, but you had to know that you wasn't gonna make a ton of money like that. And Spirit Airlines is now, I think it's either their first time filing for bankruptcy or it's their second time.
Took a while.
So much so that they are pulling out of, I think, 11 big cities.
I thought Frontier bought them.
No, I think that merger had failed.
Yeah,
they tried to merge.
They were going to merge.
She was like, both
Probably
y'all
lied on them.
Right.
No, facts.
They were like, hey, bro, you
All
can't
the financials were fake.
I thought that we could put both our broke monies together.
No, bro, you can't merge debts.
Hold on. When you think of Spirit, tell me you don't think of Soul Plane.
Every time.
Every time.
Frontier
Well,
for me.
I think of Soul Plane only because that's how the social media has marketed
Yes.
it to be.
Okay.
So not
Yeah,
because
bet.
I have ever flown on Spirit, but that's because
Stop lying.
I will never.
I
Okay,
got
have
stuck in
and will
Atlanta,
ever.
and that was the last time.
But also, I think they're Mutha-Stucka because not only obviously the bankruptcy, but then like 11,000 people are in the process of being furloughed from this. That's a lot of people.
No, it is a lot of people.
But
But the furlough is that mean they coming back to work?
potentially. That doesn't mean that you're guaranteed to come back to work, and it doesn't mean that you're guaranteed pay while you're on furlough.
That's true.
So it pretty much means like, hey, we'll let you go work somewhere else, and we also have the ability to pull you back in.
If I'm working somewhere else and y'all try to come back, get me back, and I'm making more money, I'm out of here.
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and just sign my resignation right there. Anyway, so that's my first Mutha-Stucka.
That's one of many.
All right, Ryan Walters.
That's came out today.
Yes.
You talking about?
If y'all know who Ryan Walters is, Ryan Walters is the Oklahoma the Oklahoma Board of Education superintendent. He's the guy who pushed for the Bibles to be in the schools, the Trump Bibles to be in schools.
Just crazy.
What's a Trump Bible?
Exactly.
What was it called? It was like something, the Bible of America, or something like that.
Freedom Bible or something
Freedom
like that.
Bible, yeah.
Something, but it was like.
But the Freedom Bible had flaws, bro. I've been going through the
Of course.
the wormhole.
So who is he, like a governor or something? Like,
No,
He's
was
the
the
superintendent of
superintendent
all
of
of Oklahoma's
Okay.
education. Right?
Mind you, they about dead last in
Not
education.
about, they are. Oklahoma's the last in education.
I'm telling you, bro. I was there for years, bro. It's
So why can't they just put the why he couldn't just put a regular Bible? Why he got to do
why got to be the Trump
Well,
Bible?
there's a lot behind that we can't really get into. But needless to say, he spent $3 million
Who money?
of
taxpayer.
Oklahoma taxpayer
Yes.
money to buy the Freedom Bibles so that they were put into the classrooms.
Now listen again. I didn't vote for Trump. That's what I kept saying. Push it back to the states. Let them do a better job. Since everybody can do a better job. This is a state.
What do you mean?
This guy is over the state of the board.
The state of Oklahoma. Yeah,
Right,
yeah.
Okay. You guys can do a better job. We can't do it, nationally at a high rate. You're right. Let's see if the states who understand their state can work it right. Here goes an example. I'm pretty sure there's tons of other representatives in their states that can handle the weight of this and actually say, you know what, we can bring it on. But we need, honestly, I'm happy this is happening. We need to get people out the way. Like, go ahead and expose yourself now.
Well, he
but there's
is kind of young in his position.
Doesn't matter. Get him out the way.
How old
You
is he?
acting crazy like this, you got to get up out the way.
And he was doing other stuff. There's allegations that he was watching
yeah, that which is the
stuff
other
at
part
work
of the resignation.
on government computers.
Yeah, there was
Yes.
some
A big lump with nuts.
some bare necks on the screen in the
Come
middle
on,
of a
bro,
board
in the
meeting.
middle of a board meeting.
Yeah, but
bro.
all them guys do that. All those,
Exactly.
Yeah.
But you can't be getting
In
kind.
the middle
You know what
of
I'm
a
saying?
board meeting
He's
is
40.
wild.
But he resigned to go to basically to be the head of some organization that's basically their intent is to dismantle to dismantle teacher unions.
Yeah, teachers.
Yeah, so again.
So that's why
get him
he's
out
up
of
there, because he's not only was the allegations crazy, and the Freedom Bible, which literally left out some amendments and parts of the Constitution.
And I think it got held up on a federal court.
yeah. So like some people got them, but they all are not there.
They got
yet.
paused like halfway
Yeah.
through the rollout.
And it has like the Pledge of Allegiance and all this other stuff in it. It is not a teaching Bible. It's literally just like a Bible. It's King James, and it has like a lot of things that
It's very Americanized.
yes.
It's a version of King James that's Americanized, so it's not really King James?
No. No, that's
And then with the allegations, and then also with him joining or to spearhead that group to disband teaching unions, like this man is just he out of there.
I got another one. I got a
Hold on, B, we're about to go.
No, I'm out of there.
Oh, no more Stuck this week?
Zero stuff in this week.
this one is just kind of a general statement to everybody. This is for anybody who comments on TikToks. There was a TikTok. Somebody, I've been heavy into golf. I've been trying to golf every single week. Try out different clubs. I went to go play Texas 9 the other day. But, we looked up at the golf club of Dallas. Obviously, we know church we go to, Tony Evans, and we own that. So somebody had made TikTok and said, oh, this is a black-owned golf club in Dallas. And you did TikTok about it or whatever. It's nice. Have y'all been there? I've been there, but okay, it's nice. It's not a
I
bad
haven't played,
club.
but I've been there.
It's not a bad club at all. All I commented was, nice. Price a little high, though. Because it is a little, whatever, for me. A little high.
Give me what is price?
A weekend is like $75 on a weekend, which is,
What's the normal average for golfing public?
I'm on a weekend doing like 45.
At a public course, average.
Yeah, like 45. So 70 is up there. And I get it. It is what it is.
What comes with it, though?
That's not including card and
No. That's like card included. Some places you might get a meal or like a voucher or whatever. So
That's what I'm saying. At the OCBF one,
no, I'm saying at other places you can get that too. So I don't know. Just 70 is still a little high to be a public course, right? Whatever.
Unless it comes with something worth the $75.
It's a golf club, whatever. You can get memberships. So I'm like, all right, that's it. That's all I commented. Nice course, price a little higher. And she commented, it's a country club or a golf club. It's not a country club, it's a golf club. But she said country club. But I said, yeah, I mean, that's true. There's other clubs that are cheaper. That's all I'm saying. That's all I said. Then somebody else jumped in the comments and was like, good, keep it high. Black people deserve prestige or whatever. And I was like, all I commented back was, money does not determine prestige.
Ever.
And then they got to the back and forth, and I was like, you know what? I'm not about to.
Don't do it, bro.
I'm
It's
not
the
about to go
worst.
back to. It's just. I'm not.
Bro, I had to come to this conclusion so hard, man. My DMs got so crazy after that Charlie Kirk thing. I had to say, you know what? I'm actually mad that I engaged you on this.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take the other route and say you're right. Let's agree to disagree right now. Let's cut it because like
I ain't even gonna say that. All I commented back was, "Hey, God bless you, brother." That's all. That's it.
that's me. But
I'm
see,
not about-
I've learned in real life that can come off as antagonizing. Remember that dude I showed you who ran up on me and I was.
Oh
like,
no,
hey,
that's
So,
that's
hey,
fine.
yeah.
It can be maybe perceived as antagonizing, but my intentions really is pure and like, hey,
You know what?
I'm not trying to argue with you.
Yeah.
I also know where this is going. I never talked about black people deserving or not deserving
That's a
prestigious
reflection
things.
of you more than anything.
Exactly. I didn't say any of that. And whether it was I say the same thing about some of the golf courses that y'all had put in the group. I'm like, damn, y'all this was taxing. No more white owned. So like, it doesn't matter. I'm looking at it from like, a frugal. I would love nothing more. As a matter of fact, when I was in Texas now, I was leaving. There's a group of 4 black women that was coming up. They had little cameras out, and I was like, "Oh, y'all have a good. I'm kind of lit." I would love nothing more than to see more black people play golf.
Period. That's a lit sport.
Nothing more, bro. It is so great.
I like Natty though. They give you the
It's so
burrito,
great.
dog.
No, I enjoy.
That burrito was,
I enjoy.
hey,
No facts.
That burrito was fire.
I ain't gonna lie. I enjoyed
burrito,
Mansfield
yeah.
National. I wish we probably would have went a little bit later so the grassland that's Dewey.
Yeah.
And I want to play the whole 18. I don't even want to just do
The whole 18 is a better experience, I think.
But here's what I would say though, bro. That's a tougher course.
Yeah, it is very hard.
Like you need to be a medium golfer
yeah, you need to be
to
decent.
really do something there.
Shoot like at least mid 80s or lower.
Like that's a tougher course. It's fun. It's
or
great.
High, or very low 90s.
So worth the money for sure. But anyway, I started to say just don't go back and forth with people. Like when you know that there's nothing, that everybody's stuck and stupid, going back and forth with people is stuck and stupid when you know that there's no fruit there. Mm-hmm. Save your time and your energy, brother. Just save it. I'm just hey, God bless and move on, bro. And move on.
And I got so many Mutha-Stuckers this week, but I'm gonna stick to one. And it's really two. It's a group of people, and then it's one person. But you guys watch The View by chance?
I haven't seen
I
an
don't
episode
watch
of
it,
View
but I
since
see clips all the time.
Last time I heard Whoopi was
2012.
Whoopi had her head down on the table.
Well, that's first of all, I think The View. I love all women. I think black
Iconic.
women especially are awesome. I think they did a fantastic job of bringing people through politically.
Yeah,
you know,
The View is iconic.
they've done their thing to get to this point, but I think over the last few years they've just tanked. I think everybody just really
They've ran this course 100%.
yeah. Beyond that, I think they realized their power a little bit and started to use it in ways to push narratives for people to make decisions in their life. And that's any media company, by the way. So I'm not just calling out The View and saying The View is the only media company that does this. There's so many out there in mainstream media. That's why most of the independent people that I know, or independent thinkers that I know, are leaving mainstream for these types of reasons. So you guys remember the other person in this is, Vice President Kamala Harris herself. But do you remember when she was on The View? She said, joy, which I typically don't have a lot of great things to say, God, I think I just misplaced her name. But typically don't have a lot of nice things to say about that broadcast, but she did push back a little bit last year and said the famous line, what, if anything, would you do differently if you were in Joe Biden's position? Does anybody remember?
No, I don't remember.
I don't watch The View, so I have no idea.
Oh no, but that was a very big moment in her run of the 107 days she was running. It was
I
a
remember
huge
she was
moment.
on there. I just can't remember what
She
said.
said, I can't think of one thing I'd do different. Do you remember that? It was a very viral
Oh, yeah, I
moment.
remember that. I remember her saying that.
Yeah, she was pretty much saying, like, there's nothing that he's done in his time of being in office that I would do differently.
Yeah, I remember her saying that.
And that was on The View. So she's come back from, I'm assuming, I don't know where she's come back from, but she came out of nowhere with this book that she's been writing, this 107 days. She's explaining her 107 days. I mean, it's typical that she'd write a book after. I mean, I'm not bashing that.
Yeah, go get your bread.
Go get
Well,
that
she
money
needs
out.
to. She needs to pay back the 1.2. But anyway,
Everybody in debt.
yeah, listen, not that much. Hey, pay that back.
Yeah.
But listen, so she came back out to drop her book 107 days, and one of the excerpts, the reason why I find it hilarious is that she actually says, well, I find it kind of reckless for Joe Biden to run again, number one. And then when she went to The View kind of doubled down and asked a question about that. She said, well, I said what I said, but I'm honestly, like, I thought I didn't need to tell y'all why I was different. I thought y'all could just see the difference. And so obviously they're pushing back, like, what's going on here? So as she continues to talk, it got so bad they just cut off her stream and went straight to commercial. They didn't even let her, like, finish because it's like, it's done now. You were on The View last year saying, I don't see one thing I would do different from Biden. Now you're on the same show going, y'all couldn't see what I was doing different?
Yeah.
It's gaslighting the people who you told to come out and vote for you. So now you're on the same platform, turning key. It's I don't know, it's one of those moments.
If we are holding her stuck for that, we're going to hold everybody stuck every week for doing the same shit.
Absolutely. Hey,
Like-
absolutely. She just happens to be the one that's hot right now. She came out of hiding out of nowhere and started dropping this book.
Why do we use terms like this? She came out of hiding. She was writing a book.
We know now.
Yeah, but like even if she would just chill,
Heat
Is she-
right
I'm
now,
not saying
boy.
she
Not
not
allowed
in the
to just be
thing. That
home.
like she's just chilling.
Hey,
Ain't
maybe
nobody.
that's what she was doing. Maybe
Yeah.
that's what she was doing. I
Don't
don't know.
like. I put it like this. Nobody asked where old buddy is.
Who's that?
What's his name? Old buddy was after he was a VP for Trump.
Vance.
Mike Pence.
Nobody was asking when he dropped off. Mike Pence dropped off.
No. Because he did exactly what you're supposed to do. When you go through your course like that and you did what you did, you stay out there. And I thought that's what Kamala was doing, which is fine. You know,
No, Pence dropped off for a minute.
No, and that's what I'm saying. That's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to go off in the win. Like once you get to that level, you've already achieved all that, and you're not going to go to the presidency.
Right. My
Go
point
off
is
into
that
the
we
wind.
never used rhetoric like Pence was hiding. Pence just came out after that, right? That's what I'm trying to say. I think
Pence was hiding too.
that,
Yeah,
well, that's
for
fine.
a while.
If
Because
you say that, I'm just saying, generally speaking, from what I see online, if somebody's saying that stuff, they'll use terms like this person came out of hiding, not using the same term for somebody else doing the
I'm
same
just
thing.
saying it right here on record. Pence was hiding too. And
Yeah,
when he
100%.
he came out of hiding.
hiding.
Like, don't
went
pick a
against
name.
Trump.
She
He
just happens to
got-
be that name right now, and that's the truth. The thing is, one of the things we have to follow on is, I keep saying this. If I said right now that anybody from the right was a liar or a habitual liar, I don't think there's going to be many people that would disagree with me. Most people would say they'd probably pick a name like a Trump or a whoever, Bannon, or name a name, right? From the right. If I say
Cannon,
liar
okay.
attached to it, they're like, yes. Name anything else from any other party, and you say liar attached to that. Oh, it's a problem. You're talking bad about this person. No, I'm trying to show you that.
I think you might be in one of them echoes, brother.
What's an echo?
An echo chamber?
I don't think so. I think
I don't know. I'm on the other side. There's a bunch of people who call on the other side of people liars too.
no. I was one of those. Why I'm not in a definitive party. You know, I was one of those people. That's what I'm trying to say. But there is a very strong group of people that are quick to say that there is a party that's more of a liar than another party. I don't believe that
they're
there's a
leftists.
party. Huh?
I said they're leftists.
I'm not saying that. I'm saying there's a group of people.
That's what I'm saying.
They believe that there is a group out here that's not lying, and that's the part I'm getting to. If we can start there,
no.
if we can start there, I think a lot of things can change in America in terms of the way we think about politics. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah,
So
everybody
I-
lying?
Thank you. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, 100%.
Like my point is, like, we can't keep putting people on pedestals because of whatever we think that it could be. I know I've heard over the years it's because she was a woman, she was black, whatever it is. No, I don't care who is in that seat. It could have been a white man. It could be J.D. Vance. We could talk about him. I don't care. We are saying that there is
You're
no
just saying
power.
the View need to give us the truth.
Yeah, there's no power
But
out
they-
there that's giving us an honest shot. There isn't.
Yeah, but we have to extend that also to, here's my thought with that.
Yeah.
My thought with that is we also cannot believe that those who are seemingly breaking away are not doing the same thing. Because, okay, so
Oh, you think you're saying the independent party? There's like if people in the independent side are not.
they do the same shit.
And what I'm trying to get you to see is you're right.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is that I'm not saying
You're right.
I'm not saying I'm adding on to that, right? I'm
Yeah.
saying we have to be cautious, have true discernment
Sure,
about everybody.
absolutely.
Like literally everybody.
We are on
Even
the
the
same
ones
page,
where you
yeah.
like, damn, he's standing up
No,
for it and he
But
breaking
I
away.
think
I'm
that's why
like,
he's
nah,
saying
you might
that
get
she's
fest.
in hiding though.
Yeah,
I think that's
that's
why
what I'm
he's
saying.
saying it. Like he's aware. I think that's why you're saying it's like we should be allowed to say she's in hiding.
yeah, because
no, no,
like
like,
when I
but-
say that, the rhetoric is for anybody who
Sure,
Anybody that's
but
with
hiding,
How about this?
the reason why I say that is because hiding suggests that she should be somewhere, and that's what I'm saying. She doesn't have to be anywhere, right? She
I
did
think
her time,
She's gonna run again, and maybe,
which is please do not.
Yeah, listen,
don't.
I've been saying it for years.
Especially
Don't do
after
this
the
to
book.
yourself.
Don't.
Don't do this to
Please do
yourself. 'Cause
not.
she hasn't even dropped the book
It's
yet.
not gonna be a good
Don't
look.
do this to yourself.
I'm just talking about from the people that have read it, like the Stephen A's.
Crazy.
And,
That's what I'm saying. Do not do it to yourself. Now, what I mean run, I don't mean president. I'm trying to clean myself up so we make sure everything. I wasn't
Yeah,
talking
she
about
might
the
be
president.
in political office somewhere.
Yeah, in California, I think she's gonna go. Her and Newsom are gonna battle it out. Which, my God, the two of them battling it out for that is gonna be wild. But anyway, I think she's gonna go again, and that's the point I'm saying when I say came out of hiding. Like, if you were, like the crazy. Let me say this too. Where's the camera? I believe her right now. I believe that book. I believe what she said in that book. I believed it then. Whenever she said she wouldn't do anything different than Biden, I knew she was full of it. Whenever she said she was gonna do whatever the entire time she was running, I knew she was full of it. And that's where I was trying to get us to. This right here, the Kamala we got in this book is who we're supposed to be trying to get to wherever she's trying to get to. Man, let's keep her honest. Let's keep her moving forward. That's what we do. If that was honestly you the whole time, you don't go into a place of recess. You stay fighting. You stay go.
No,
get your
for
thing.
sure.
You know, don't go into
yeah.
a place of recess to try to. No, go. If you're honestly at it, go at it. I've seen Beto O'Rourke get beat up and still turn.
Still turn.
You see what I'm saying? And I'm not a socialist. I don't think
stopping.
Yeah, he still turn. He get beat in the mouth.
Yeah.
He turn and turn.
But he just don't win. That's
he just
all.
don't win.
But,
So he don't
but
stop
we
it.
keep the
he
keep the
going.
respect.
Yeah,
He keeps the respect. He keeps the
Because now
honor
I
of the
can see
people.
what you're doing, by the
Yes.
way. You're being
100%.
transparent. I don't have to worry about where the money went. I don't have to worry about who you're spending it with. I see it every day. You're out there in the streets knocking on doors. Great. You know what? She's not alive. But until then, I'm going to say, bro, I mean, everybody's lying. This is what I'm trying to say. So if that's the case, we have a benchmark now. Let's just wash all this. One side is better than the other. It's nonsense. It's all lies. We just have to learn how to discern, to your point, through the lies. That's all I've been saying the whole time. There's not a single party that's like out there that's like, oh, this is so much better for the world. No, because you have an agenda, 100%.
So is yours The View or Kamala?
I said both. I said they, because honestly, if I were The View, after reading the excerpts,
I wouldn't have cut it to the commercial. I'd have let it keep going.
no, they can't, bro. That's what I'm saying. Because they know what's gonna happen. They already knew that's why they cut. They already knew, like, oh crap, they're gonna cut us from last year, penciling her in a way to get her to say something against Biden and she wouldn't. Now we're gonna cut into a year later. We don't give any pushback. We just let her answer the question. She comes back with a rhetoric that's hypocritical from the rhetoric she had a year before. They're not gonna keep that fully. Of course they cut, because like. They probably in the back when she said it, like, oh.
No, I'd have let her go. I'd have been like, hey. Because then you might have got something from The View of being like.
Yeah. Well, hold on a second. Didn't you last year? Yes.
Or like a moment where people were like, wow, hold on. Can I now start trusting The View to be.
That's what I was about to say. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Could have turned you up.
I could have hemmed you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Now you're making sense on that part.
That's what I'm saying. Is that you could have been in a space where nobody's trusting no media.
Yeah. Which is where they're at.
Could you have been, you had an opportunity where people could have said, oh, hold on now. Because I would have thought they did exactly what I would have thought they would have done.
Yeah.
It's when you start going opposed to what you naturally do is when people start to say, hold on now.
I respect Rachel Maddow because she was another one. That's why I didn't put her on the list. Okay? She did an interview with her too. But she pushed back about Pete Buttigieg. She was like, so is it true that you didn't put Pete Buttigieg on your running mate list because he was gay? And then Kamala just does this weird flipperoo thing that they do where she says the exact same thing that she just said, but with the she's like, I didn't say, now, hold on a second. I'm a woman. I'm black. I'm overcoming things in the moment, and it's very intense. I just found it would be really hard and difficult for me to put him on the run with me. And so Rachel Maddow was like, because he was gay. Because you're saying the same thing. And she's like, well, I mean, but you know, when you say it that way, it's not like how I want it to be said. I want it to be said this way. It's like,
yeah, I mean, there's the I think packaging is important, right? Like it may get down to the same thing.
That's correct.
But it is still, especially in the PR world, like how you package it is important. I may feel a way about you just saying, like he's gay, I can't put him on a ticket.
Yeah.
Whoa. Now,
yeah.
An honest thing for most people, or even like, hey, put this person on a ticket. I'm like, I can't because they're not married.
Yeah,
and that doesn't look good. It's the same thing,
it's
right?
It's the same conversation.
It's the same conversation, but nobody's saying that.
Yeah, that's what I
got to come up with something that makes it, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and that's where the game part of it kind of comes in. And it's like, dang, Pete has done good.
Yeah.
You could have put him on the ticket.
That's right.
There's a lot of other people who have done good who are very different than you that you could have put on ticket or whatever else. So it's just, it's crazy stuff. You need a little discernment, you know.
I'm about to say,
for me, it's Spirit. It's Spirit. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna take Ryan, man.
I'm actually going Ryan too.
Yeah.
He stuck. Now then when they were asking no question, he got up out of there, boy.
Yeah, he did. That was
I'm taking Ryan Walters on this one because he was
Ryan the winner.
You ain't Deborah Walters.
You're stuck. And you was almost in a stucky situation. I have no idea what the stucky situation is, as always, because I literally just grip and rip it. Pause.
Oh. Grip and rip is crazy.
Is it anonymous or?
It is.
Why you gotta be anonymous?
There you go. Yeah, it is from a black African.
All right, so this is from a guy. It says, so on Labor Day, I was in my apartment talking on the phone with one of my friends. While I was on the phone, I hear a knock on my door. I then go to my door and ask who was there, and it was the police. I opened the door, and there are 3 police officers, 2 white, 1 black, and they asked me, was I involved in an altercation with another resident in the building, and I told them no. They asked me a few more questions, and they proceeded to put me in handcuffs while I'm still on the phone with my friend. I was terrified and sweating. The officers did not read me the Miranda rights. I remained calm and cooperative. One of the officers went downstairs to talk to the victims to verify who I was by a photo. The remaining 2 officers stayed upstairs with me while questioning what I did throughout the day. One of the officers received a text stating that I was the wrong person after verifying my photo with the victim. The officers released me, apologized, and thanked me for not resisting and remaining calm while arrested. I received my phone back, and my friend heard the entire ordeal. The officers then told me further details about the altercation that occurred. Turns out, the building receptionist / monitors gave the police the wrong apartment number, when in fact, the suspect they were looking for lives next door to me. The victim lives a few doors away from the suspect on the same floor. I've told a few people about this incident, and everyone has suggested that I sue the police. Should I?
First and foremost, my brother, I have to let you know you were not arrested. You were detained.
Yep, I was.
You gotta be careful with your terminology if you're gonna go sue somebody, my boy.
Yeah, 100%.
That's
Because
a
they
good
gonna
one.
hit you
You'll
with
lose
that.
immediately.
I didn't see it like that. That's a good
You were
one.
detained.
Yeah, if you start to
Detained,
sue somebody, you got to come with the actual terminology
Yes.
correct.
Second off, I would say, and this is my advice to you can take my advice, grain of salt. If you ask the questions, are you being detained? And if they say yes, shut up. Do not talk.
Yep.
Don't say nothing, bro. Do
You had your
not-
friend call a lawyer.
That's it, bro. Just shut up.
Ah.
And honestly, it's also safety for the police officer. So this isn't like anti-police or nothing like that. This is knowing the law, bro. When you are pulled over, when you get detained, shut up. Because they can manipulate you by law. It's not like they will. They're trained to. They will do that to you. And just be quiet, man. And you get, if you get arrested, and this is the sucky part. If you get arrested and you get wrongfully arrested, guess what's gonna happen? Yeah, sucky is crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
Boy,
you be going crazy.
this is the crazy thing.
Yeah.
Going crazy as well.
If you get arrested and they throw you in the shoe,
Yeah.
that's when you sue. Is when you get out that thing and you get that lawyer.
My neck and my back.
You know what I'm saying? That's when you sue. At this point, I think you can file a complaint. Here's what I would do if I was you. I wouldn't sue. You're not going to win that case. I don't believe so, at least. Jeremy might feel a little bit different. He might have a little bit more, but he's the criminal justice guy.
He's the guy.
So I'm going to leave it to that. But here's what I would say. I would maybe file a complaint, and then I would take the story to TikTok.
I was gonna say go to.
I would go to the public,
Yeah.
and maybe they, maybe on the slide they might do something for you. You know what I'm saying? They might make you honorary policeman of the day.
Better yet, try to get the camera footage.
Get it? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You would go crazy on that.
Nuts.
TikTok going crazy.
Call Derek Washington.
You can get paid off of facts. If you got over 1,000 followers on TikTok, you know what I'm saying? You can get paid.
Yeah, that's a good one
You know what I'm saying? So that's what I would say.
Officer Jeremy.
I'm not an officer.
There he
Not a
is.
police officer.
There you go.
Here's what I say to another thing. You definitely will not win a lawsuit based on this information that we have here. This is
So
all
he
we
lost?
got. Huh?
He lost?
He did.
If he were to
you shouldn't
sue.
start. You lost the moment you said a lawsuit or sue, I should say.
out of there.
I'll be 100% honest. You can file a complaint, but based on the information that I see here,
Nothing's gonna
your
happen.
complaint wouldn't go nowhere because they did exactly what should be done.
They were
If
told
they
to go to
didn't
their
have any
department.
information other than what they were told, they go to you and they question you. And based on as soon as an investigation is started, they have the right to detain you until they have enough information to either A, arrest you, or B, release you.
Yeah.
So that's everywhere that's legally allowed. So you being put in handcuffs does not mean you're arrested. It literally means you're being detained. Okay? Now, like Cori said, the excellent way. Am I being detained? Yes? Shut your ass up.
Just be quiet.
Okay,
bro.
and they have the right to do that. You're going to obviously feel the urge to try to clear your name and you want to talk. Shut your ass up and only speak when the lawyer is present. And tell your friend they should have been calling a lawyer. Or like a lot of people say, have a trigger on your phone that says, Siri, I'm being arrested.
Hey,
and
some
it
of these
activates.
Some of these lawyers got apps.
Yes,
That you
there's
can do
apps
that
too.
and hit the little
With
button.
memberships, there's some that's like $50 a month gets you like access to an app with a lawyer that as soon as you press a button, it starts recording on your phone and it calls the lawyer that's on call and you are present with them in that moment and they represent you. Anyway, it goes. Your best bet. You're not gonna do a lawsuit. Don't even waste your time with the complaint. I'll be 100% honest. You can go to social media and get a way with your emotions in the moment, but that's about as far as it can go. Any police department that I know based on this is going to be like, okay, you felt this way, but you weren't bullied in the sense of like you were beat or anything like that. You stayed calm. They stayed calm. The only issue was you were in handcuffs. That's not enough for you to do what you're wanting to do outside of the social media presence.
I'm saying flip all of that.
Yeah.
Once you get the presence, then you move to an activist.
Yeah,
hey,
and
we
go
want to
open records. You have to do that. Don't try to rely on other people's phone stuff. Get that open records request in so that you can get the actual
submit
footage.
that for you.
However, please understand, as long as the investigation is currently open and active, and the case as well, not just the investigation, the case as well, you are not going to get that footage. Tell you that now.
Here's what I'll tell you. You got the energy going into the wrong spot. The people told them the wrong information. You need to be talking to the property owners.
Now you might sue them.
But I ain't going to say that because I'm not a legal expert.
Yeah.
What I'm going to tell you is you just got to be putting the wrong energy. Like the cops do. So if I'm a cop, think about it from their perspective. Bro, you're talking to 4 black men, by the way. Stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, just no.
We get you. We with you. He black too.
we know.
But we
I
get
know.
you.
So
We feel you.
What I'm trying to get across is like,
I don't think what you're saying is your reaction to this, we understand.
I know why you're
Yes.
even writing this. You feel what I'm saying? And we appreciate you because I know the feeling what made you write this. We're just trying to be honest. At the end of the day, you're just giving the energy to the wrong group of people. Because, again, from the perspective of the cop, his job was done perfectly. My job was to go to the leasing agent, the property manager, property owner, whatever, and say, what problem do you have, ma'am, sir? The problem I'm having is in room 112. They went to 112. You happen to be 112. They got the information from the guy. You know what I'm saying? So they're at the apartment that they're supposed to be at. Once they saw there was some confusion, they started hemming you up a little bit to make sure
That they can
do
from a safety.
Hemming them up.
Yeah.
Hey, I'll add because you made a good point, but I'm going to pivot on that just a little bit. You said to potentially go after the receptionist. If the other person involved, your next door neighbor, is a black man, you have no lawsuit because they can easily say,
Well,
we were looking for someone else.
no, for sure. But here's what I'm saying. Now I get a little bit of emotional distress. I got trauma now because I'm afraid of the police
Start
officers.
going to therapy, bro.
Now, from the housing standpoint, I should know who my residents are and where they live. I should not be sending the police to the wrong units.
That's what I'm
Right.
saying. Because that's part of what I signed
But
up
we
for
also
the
don't
contract.
have all the details. Like,
Doesn't matter.
Where did they? Yes, it does. If she's saying that this altercation happened outside of apartment 112, then that's
For sure.
there. But if she's saying that I see this resident,
Well, which
It
I
goes
can only
there,
assume
but-
that to be the case because they put him in cuffs.
but here's the thing: you also have to realize this is we're talking housing mentally in terms of like student housing. In huge apartment complexes, they don't know everybody's
Stop
face.
it. I work in it every day. Trust me.
They
They
know.
do not. Okay, but you have not worked in housing.
Well, I
They
don't
do
Yes,
not
I
know
have. I
everybody's
literally work
face,
in it
bro.
every single day.
They
I
do
literally
not know
work.
everybody's face.
Bro, listen to me. Them people downstairs know everybody in that building, no matter how big the property is. Okay, I'm talking about hundreds of units, locust units.
I'm sorry, bro.
They know.
That is 1,000% not correct.
Man,
and
listen.
and I'll get into segue elsewhere. Stop about the Miranda rights. You don't get those rights until you're arrested.
Yeah, you're
That's why I
already
said
done.
that.
Just
That's why I was
relax.
like,
Yeah.
Just relax.
Yeah, until you
But
are
still-
actually under arrest, detained.
But
you
still,
don't get
the
them
energy
rights.
shouldn't be toward the cops. They
Yeah, I would
on
be-
the flip side here. I'm just
you can
telling
get some, maybe you get a little money or something off of them. You get a 1 month free rent.
That's what I'm saying. Just go downstairs, tell them you're traumatized, show them the bill from the therapist you've been going to. Get something out of it because I think that's where the energy should
My
go.
TikTok did 2 million. They could do more if I want to keep going. But
Whatever it looks
if you
like.
take 2 months off,
Whatever
real
it looks
talk.
like. Hey, we're at day 31 of not getting my rent free after being
those videos?
Yeah, game over.
Come on.
oh, that goes stupid.
You're
Game
boy.
over.
stupid,
Hey.
boy.
And if you get one little clip of the security and you just put
You're
that
gone.
first for the
You're
hook,
gone.
put that
Bye-bye.
first for the hook, you in the little, you put that
Real
underneath.
fact.
Bye, bye, bye. What you got to be with?
He gone.
Yeah.
I got the you can pull up the Stucky Stupid, but put up I got the Price is Right sound that doom 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 doom.
Oh yeah.
You out of there. You sound like one of them people that just when they get mad, I'm gonna sue you. Bro, shut up, man.
And I know, like I said, we know why you feel that way. Oh, wait a minute.
Got a new wheel, man. Got the
Wait a
Stucky
minute.
Stupid wheel. There's it. Got a new wheel. Had to surprise her with the new wheel real
Let
quick.
me sit up for this shit.
You know what I'm
You
saying?
gotta say it with proper Cori.
Hey, watch it not work the same.
Hey, you gotta say it properly. Cori, spin the wheel.
You know what I'm saying?
Stuck
Okay.
and Stupid is a segment where a person plays their thing, finds herself in a stuck and stupid situation, and then we put them on a wheel. Cori, spin that wheel, man.
It's sophisticated now.
Damn, what
Sophisticated.
I
Aristocrat.
got a nice little ding, 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 ding.
That mother smooth.
Got that Roy G. Biv.
Hey.
Oh, we
Is
already did this.
scheduling sex. Yeah, sex
We already did
with
this.
your
We did?
partner.
I don't think we did.
Yeah, we did.
A long time ago.
Yeah, we did a long time.
A long time ago.
Which is fine though.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's fine. Run it back.
Yeah.
I just make
Oh,
sure.
what
I'm
you
not
got?
Yeah, can we?
I say
Is
stuck no.
scheduling sex with
I'm
your
still-
partner
I'm
stuck
still-
and stupid?
I'm stuck
Yes
no.
or no?
Stuck no.
Stuck no.
Stuck no.
Stuck no. You
We
got
all
it.
stuck no.
Got it. But why?
Hey,
though?
man,
Why
give
y'all
it-
stuck
We're
no?
men.
You gotta get it in.
Because we're men.
Whatever it take to put the tip in.
Yeah, facts. If we got to put it on the calendar or if it's spontaneous, I need to know.
that. Hey,
You know
but
what I'm
I
saying?
need that.
But if you know you got some regular schedule,
But I'll tell you a little caveat.
Bro, no, listen, you wake up that day, whole day be lit.
But you're thinking
You
about
ever like?
Why you
you
so-
ever just wash your balls, bro? Just to make sure you good.
What?
every day.
No, what?
What is he talking about,
I'm
bro?
trying to figure out, bro.
But I'm just
What are
saying,
you
like,
talking about?
Oh, you mean
like, if you don't want to
that
get
day?
the shower, you get your balls real quick.
No,
Like, let
never.
me.
Sorry, I don't do the pigeon. I
What?
don't do pigeon washing no more.
Oh, you
don't
only
do-
did the bird
I don't
bag?
do no pigeon showers, my boy.
All I'm saying is, you be at lunch, people be like, "Why are you so happy today?" I'm like, "Hey, it's just a good day, man.
Finna go home.
It's just a
It's
it's just a great day."
Hey,
going down.
Hey, what happened today? Hey, call the wife.
just
Tell
a
her,
great
hey,
day.
call the wife. Tell her I am on the way.
Anyway, you know what I'm saying? It's a knee slap, right? Hey,
I don't do nothing that day.
yo, you don't want to have no gas.
Hey, listen, I do silly stuff.
You done
like, I be
drank 2
playing
liquid
music.
IV?
Listen,
I'm
bro.
not cramping no.
Hey, my lunch be healthy.
Facts. For everything.
Have a healthy
My boy
lunch.
scarf and pineapples.
Everything, bro. Hey, workout be different that day.
Everything. Boy had no carbs.
No weights. Hey, no weights in the workout. I'm
Yeah,
just
had no
calisthenics.
carbs, but just
straight cardio.
cardio.
It
light-
just feel good when you
light
hear other
cardio.
people do the same shit
Nah,
that you
facts.
like.
Oh, yeah, come on,
like
bro.
weird.
Boy
and
had a
nothing, like-
plyometric day. Yo, he stretching.
All the stretches, bro.
Yeah, boy, he
Sometimes on
good.
them days, you go to the gym, you just be talking to people. You don't even want to work out. Like, yeah, hey, man, so the
yeah,
wife coming
you
home
lit.
tonight, you know.
You at the gas station counter just humming.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You start. Hey, look, this is how you know it's real. You start being super nice to whatever cashier you working with. Hey, man, how's it going today? You start asking questions.
You know what? It's
real
going great.
talk.
You know, actually, hey, take your time, bro. Take your time. Don't even
You know
worry about
what? You said 5 pennies back. Nah, man.
Man, yeah.
it. What LeBron say?
Give him a dollar,
Hey,
man.
hey, what LeBron say? He go 2
Work
more.
really hard, man.
He go too
He go
much.
2 more for you. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
man, yeah.
Let me give you some advice, man. Hey, work hard, man.
Yeah. Schedule that hoo-ha.
That's snoo snoo. That's a good reference. See if y'all can figure that one out.
Is it stuck and stupid to set an age limit for your kids' dating lives?
All right, ready? Stuck no?
Stuck no. We were just talking about this at work today.
What you got to be with? I'm stuck no.
I'm stuck, no, man.
This is
Yeah,
easy.
this is another one. But why for stuck no? For me, I
Because
just...
we're men. No.
well, it's just you gotta, you know, as a parent, you have to, and I'm not a parent yet.
Yeah.
Hopefully, one of them days I will be. But you know, there's not. Here's the thing, bro. The human brain is a real thing. It is. Do you feel me? And development is a real thing. There are some things that you are not ready for, and it is my job as a parent to protect that.
Your brain just can't compute
It
it.
cannot.
Yeah.
And so I'm ready to protect that. Now, that's not to say you can't, you know, some people are like, you ain't dating until you're 30. I mean, not doing all that. That's, that's stupid. A little crazy. Maybe on the inside
Might
of
have
my
been
heart,
a
I
girl,
might
yeah,
feel that
the
way.
same way.
Maybe I might feel that way. You know what I'm saying? But like, realistically, it would be the same for anything. To set an age limit for
Tobacco.
kids playing video games, kids playing football, kids doing it. I am taking whatever knowledge I have, whether that be I have read studies, I've been with other parents, I've parented myself. I take all that knowledge and I make the best decision to protect my children. That's what everything, right?
What's your age?
What's my age? Ideally,
I'm 1 and 1. I play no games.
ideally, 14.
Nope, I'm 1 and 1. Meaning, yeah, they can. So I'm reading it as. My bad, I read it wrong. Kids dating age limit. I thought like, how far up or
No,
down
you
they
putting the
can
age limit
No,
on them like
when they
before they
can
start
date.
dating. Yeah, when they
Oh,
can
that's
date.
easy money. Yeah, but go ahead.
14 for me. 14 is like where I would start. Ideally.
I say the same, like 14 or a freshman in high school.
Hold on, he's got a
I'm
girl.
16. I'm 16.
16?
Yeah.
For me, because I have 2 boys, I'm gonna say 19.
No,
If I had a girl, 37.
I would want closer to 16, but I just know that that's not going to happen.
No.
So that's
Mine's
why I say
16, knowing that is not gonna happen.
right. So that's
Yeah.
why I'm like, ideally, I'm probably
Yeah.
going to land at 14.
Yeah, I just know I have 2 boys and that their hormones just start way earlier, and I already know what it's gonna be. It's gonna be a bunch of fighting that. So it's just gonna be hard for me to really hold off on them to not be. But at the same token, I would like for them not to be so distracted because man, it's all it is. You know, we had to wake up all these years later to realize that even in that time, though we were growing relationships and learning girls and all that good stuff, it was really just a distraction at the end of the day because you're still learning. You're still like your brain is still being put together. So like in that moment, you don't fully have whatever you got going on with that girl.
Yeah, nothing in junior high was important.
Yeah, that's what I'm
Like-
trying to say. So okay, if that's the case, and I can go on and say even deeper, high school was important, yes, but I can go on and say maybe having a distraction in high school even may not be that important because what's important is that next step when you actually don't have any support system and you got to try to figure out life a little bit. Maybe you should be using that time to get a job. Like, you see what I'm saying? Like,
No, I feel you. I do think from a child development standpoint, there are a lot of pluses for being in, and I'm going to use the quoted term as monogamous relationships, because you're learning how to bless you. You're learning how to not only treat and care for people, but also just one person, right? Like,
I like
and that'll
what you're
help you
thinking.
launch into, because once you get to college, right, life, you are now like a full-blown adult.
That's
That's how people are going to treat you. And so some people have the expectation that you should already have some of those skills. So it's a little bit too late to be learning some of them individual skills.
I respect that.
So that's why I'm like, but like, if you can learn it fast enough, great. And also, like, you don't want to see your kid go through like a heartbreak. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that got to tear
there's
your
a
heart
couple
up.
things I just don't want that, but more
It's
importantly,
gonna happen.
Yeah, I know, but more importantly, it's less about that, more
You
about
got
like,
boys, man. They knocking them down.
that's what I'm saying.
Nah, they be going through it too.
I'm more concerned about them being so young and so naive that they think they can live freely, and then now we have to have level set conversations that are so deep because he's made a bad choice. But I don't think my sons will do that. But if they do,
Right.
I think that's the
Right,
path to
100%.
go down. So
100%.
yeah, that's. I mean, I'm being unbiased.
Nah, I feel you. That's why I don't tell people how to parent their kids. Different for everybody.
No, fact. Is it stuck and stupid to show up at someone's house unannounced?
Stuck, yes.
Stuck
You will
yes.
not get an answer from me. I'm telling you
Stuck.
right now.
Yes.
You can ring a
bro.
I hate
doorbell.
it.
You can
I
knock.
hate
You
it.
can
I'm
That's what
so
I'm saying,
wild, bro.
bro.
I'll talk to you through the camera.
I
will
mean,
talk to you.
No facts.
I won't talk.
I'll leave you outside. I told
I
somebody
want
the
to
other
answer.
day.
I want to answer the door.
Yeah, I'm not saying that's a lot of
Leave you
energy
outside.
talking to you.
You
on the
gotta
camera.
say something because you just never know what anybody doing, bro. Also,
just not.
you could just be ruining somebody's energy.
I think it's
might have
rude.
had. Yes.
What
I
if
think that's rude.
this was my scheduled night?
I think it's rude.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Oh, they have sex.
Anything. I listen. I
supposed to
learned
be
my
beating
lesson.
it
You know who
down.
taught me?
What J.
my
Cole
lesson?
say? You know how I go make the pizza man wait.
You know who taught my lesson?
Yeah.
Mom. She gonna kill me for this, but mom taught me my lesson. I came by her. I was just driving by the neighborhood.
I don't want to hear nothing that is about to happen right now.
I pulled up, and I'm
We
like,
on camera.
"No, I ain't gonna do it."
Okay.
So I pulled up, and I'm like, I wasn't gonna pull up. I was literally driving by her house. And I was like, let me just pull up, because it's right after, like, it's 3:30. It's like in the afternoon, bro. Like, I'm not thinking. I'm thinking we all just got off work. I pull up, open the door, because you know how mom always leave the door open, like the front door open with the screen door open.
Bro, am I have to cut this out or keep
No,
it
you're
in?
not.
Okay.
And let's just say mom was standing there. And, I said, Mom, aw. She was like, well, hey, you got to tell me when you coming over.
Knocking the boots on the back.
No, stop it.
Come on, bro.
Now you OD. Yeah, I didn't say it. I didn't say it.
I didn't want to hear none of this.
Yeah, I told you I wouldn't. But she taught
I
me.
didn't want that either.
No.
No, I didn't say nothing. You don't even know what happened.
It don't. Hey.
She ain't wearing no socks. How about
In
that?
situation. No, insinuation is what I was trying to say.
Either way, bro, it was
in
like,
your window.
She taught me don't pull up. Always reach out. Always text her.
And as soon as I get to the house, I'm in underwear and
That's what I'm saying.
you know what I'm saying? So like,
you know what I hate when people come to your house when you're on the toilet.
Oh, that's top.
That
That's
thing
top.
right
oh,
there,
I'm not
boy.
pinching it off, bro.
Yeah, that's top 3. You got the
Yeah, I
chill.
don't get up.
Add us for the stank.
Is it stuck and stupid for video games to charge you extra if you want to play a month early with early access?
No,
I'm gonna
I think
say
it's okay.
stuck no.
I think it's okay. Stuck.
About to say stuck. No, isn't this Call of Duty?
What you got, Brian? What's your answer?
Stuck now. Get that money.
Yeah, you got.
Get
Thank
that
you.
money,
That's
yeah.
what I'm like. It's like okay, if you wanna,
Yeah, get that
wanna
money.
play early,
And I think
fine.
I think it's a good ass idea. But
Yeah.
there's a lot of people talking about it like it was.
Well, the problem though that you may run into now, we're in an era, bro. We're in a streamer era. They be messing up with these early accesses
No, facts.
because you will they'll drop buggy stuff. The game's not ready.
No, facts.
So then you got all the biggest streamers who make money off of this. They're gonna pay for this, and they're gonna stream your buggy game.
And then they're gonna talk about it.
Exactly. So you have to be you. I just wish, and I get it though, because it's business. I get it. I just wish we would go into like a 2-year rotation for games. Like
Before they come out with a new one.
yes, at least a 2 at minimum, because the 1 year.
Even Madden?
Yes, let me tell you why. Because you can just do player updates, bro. Because you're not really changing the engine, right? You can just do player updates and little small tweaks.
Bet.
When you get to real engine changing, then we get a new game.
100%.
Right? Just do a game, make a game, Madden NFL or whatever, and then another
Fair point. That's a
iteration.
really good point. Just
So,
do the player update.
because at some point, think about it this way. My development team at some point is going to stop working on making this current game better because they're working on the next game. And we're talking maybe 3 to 4 months in. So you really only get 3 or 4 months of a good game
For
because
some
after
glitch in the
that,
game.
they're working on the next game.
Yep.
And if they do anything with this game, they're just updating bugs.
They're just patching.
That's it.
Yeah.
Patch McGee.
So it's like, bro, come on, bro. Just give us.
Now, what I don't like of the early access, though, which puts me borderline stuck is especially with 2K, all the people that got more money and you get the game early.
Yes.
Your players souped up.
No,
first.
100%.
So when I'm going to the
100%.
park, I'm getting bust down for the first.
Whoa, that's crazy.
I had
that
not
was
said
crazy.
anything as crazy as that.
Yeah, that was
Wow.
crazy. That was crazy.
At-
At the
he
park
said
though
something crazy.
too. Yeah, but getting
No,
buzzed
you
down
said
at the park is
something
crazy.
You know what's crazier than that?
What?
If Brian would have said get his bus.
Nah, yeah.
No,
You
that's
know,
crazy.
said that? Stefan did.
Yeah, that's why.
Hey,
Nah.
listen, I would say this is no, because in other industries, this has been a business practice forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
100%.
pre-release.
Yeah,
100%.
like albums, by the way, we've been doing it since the 90s.
100%.
Yeah, you buy an
them
album
early,
10
yeah,
days
yeah.
earlier for a little
Or
bit.
buy
I mean,
like
even
the
with the midnight
technology.
releases, right? Like you
Yeah.
should pay money to hold for the midnight release, and you can go
man.
like, yeah,
100%.
like,
Bro, I remember them days at GameStop.
bro, there was
bro.
nothing better than a
Amazon
midnight
Prime.
release, bro.
I like the limited editions, like when you can buy the game or buy the.
By the
Yeah,
Xbox
the box
that
with
matches the game.
No,
Well,
I'm
they
talking about like the.
they
You know how
still do that.
you get the regular game, but then you can get
They still do
the
it.
2K
Like the
with
packs.
VC,
Yeah,
the
they still do
cover
it.
The
different.
gold pack,
yeah.
the
You got
red
that.
packs.
Yeah.
You can still do that now, but it costs
Okay,
about
I love that.
$150.
I love it. I don't care.
I'm like, bro, $150. It's
collect-
pay to play,
collect
bro.
all them. You-
Yeah, but it's not that. Here's my thing. I want them to shrink it, meaning,
less.
crazy.
Produce
Yes.
less.
Mean-
Yes,
yes,
I'm with you.
produce
I'm with
less.
you.
Jeez.
I'm with you.
and then that's crazy.
Yeah, shrink it
produce
up.
less,
Well, no.
and then it becomes a true kind of collector, right? You said what?
Yeah. Okay.
Hey, yo.
Hey, bro, go to
Shrinking
the
is
Spin the wheel.
Please,
Yeah,
let's,
spin the wheel, yeah,
let's
come
go to
on.
the clouds somewhere.
Yeah, we can spin it one more time.
Yeah, that was wild.
Hey, y'all want to go on a golf trip to Japan? I've been thinking about it. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, but they look
And
insanely
all I'm
expensive.
thinking is
No, they're not. I was looking it up today.
The flights are
about to
the
get
thing
there.
that's most
18
expensive.
hours.
I don't care about the
I
time.
can't
It's
sit
just
on
the
a flight
money.
for that long.
It's like 12 and a
Stand up
half.
and walk.
Oh, okay, bet.
Yeah,
It's wide bodies.
Is it stuck and stupid to expect your partner to split everything 50-50 if one person makes way more?
Way
than the other
more
person.
is the heavy lifting here. Is it stuck and stupid to expect your
Yeah,
partner?
if somebody make way more money
I'm stuck in.
Is
I'm
it
a
stuck and
stuck
stupid
in.
act
I can
to
explain
make them
why.
pay 50-50.
I'm a stuck in. What y'all got?
I'm stuck in. I'm in there half. I'm halfway in.
You say
there.
you stuck? Yeah, it's
Tip
stupid.
only.
I think it's stupid because it's equity.
I'm stuck in.
So you think it's stupid if you make the most money? You
It's
think it's stupid to make that person
expect
pay?
anyone. It's stupid to expect that if I am making drastically more money than my partner,
okay,
whoever
bet.
that is, that I'm still expecting them to pay 50%.
I'm stuck in.
That's why I'm stuck in. That's that. So I understand. There's two things why I'm stuck in. One is that, like, it's like you make more. I would expect y'all hear my computer, but about to take off, ain't it?
I thought somebody vacuumed.
You got that PS2?
Hey, boy, I got the PS3 in the room and I turn it on, boy. I'll be hearing all engines running when I turn it on. No, for sure. I think like it's stupid to expect to split everything 50-50 whenever there's such a large gap. Because think about it, like I'm like, dang, bro, I can't afford it. You basically you done got one of your people just dead broke.
Yeah.
But the stuck and part of it is like, I'm not finna tell anybody how they do their relationship.
I'll go deeper. I'm a stuck and but for a different reason. One, I actually did it before, so I can talk about this. But two, I think it is only because it typically leads to conversations about why they can't contribute outside of that 50%. Hear me out. The reason why I say yes to it is because, look, if I'm bringing you the same amount of what?
Baby possum's back.
That possum back.
Yeah,
if I bring you the same amount
Stucky possum.
of money, right, that you're putting in, but the 50% is 99% of my money. It's when afterwards you go, well, we can't travel, we can't do anything. What's going on? Like, why don't you? That part is why it's like ridiculous. Like, hold on, you already know you make a lot more money than I do, right? And even though it's a lot more money than I do, it's not enough for all of us to do all the things that you want to do all the time, right? We're not traveling 3-4 times a year. We're not.
Facts.
You see what I'm saying? So you should understand this because I'm still showing up with the same amount of money you're showing up with, and you have way more than I do. You understand what I'm saying? If you come after that and still say like, we barely get to do anything, that's where it's messed up. Okay. At the same token, I believe if you're there, you pay your way. You know what I'm saying?
I'll feel you.
So pay your way, but at the same token, if they pay their way, I don't want to hear the other person being like, "Well, we don't ever do that." Well, I mean, he got nothing extra to do it with, or she got nothing extra to do it with.
You can pay your
Now, are you willing to pay the other person? Here's a better question on this. Should have been on there. Are you willing to pay the entire time for that extra thing y'all do without making any comments? That should be the question. Yeah, if you're willing to take my money at 50%, even though you know I make nowhere near that, and I'm trying, and that's another thing. Are you trying to get better? Are you trying to promote? Are you trying to do things right? But you know that I make this type of money. How about you pay for everything? Then?
Well, regardless, the person that got the most money gonna have to pay regardless.
Hey, somebody.
My point is, don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Don't say nothing.
Yeah.
Somebody asked me this today, and so I'm gonna ask y'all, what number? Because I was joking around about being a stay-at-home husband. But what number would it take for you to be that, like not a stay-at-home husband, but like to just go to like a one income house?
275.
275?
Yeah, it's my number forever.
Okay, B. Will, what you think?
Mine's probably 180, which is 15 a year. I mean, 15 a month. 15 a month, about 180.
I swear I'm not bougie, but I'm thinking 500,000
a year.
Okay. Dang, I must have been way off because he was like, because I had said like 140, 150.
Ain't no way.
And well, again, also don't have no kid, so I'm like, I'm not thinking about those things.
4,000 a month is, bro, that's good money.
That's what I'm saying. So like, I'm not thinking. I'm just thinking about right now.
Bad money,
but he was talking. I think he has 2 kids, or maybe he has 1. I don't know. But he was like, "Oh no, I'm like closer to 250." And I was like, 250 seems like a lot.
It's not.
But
when you got 2 kids and you're going to daycare and they got to wipe them butts on them diapers and they got to eat all that.
But then my homegirl was like, "Well, maybe your biggest thing is daycare, and you don't have daycare no more because you're at home." And he's like, "Yeah, but there's other expenses."
Yeah.
No, there's way more.
But your expenses with your house, a nice house and everything should be about $7,000-8,000 a month. If you're bringing in $12,000, you got you're saving $48,000 a year. That's a lot of money. That's somebody else's salary.
You know what we're thinking about though when
true.
we're saying this number? We can't really throw it away. It's just our lifestyles. Like,
facts.
in my mind, 275 keeps us doing what we're doing, and we can invest money into other things that don't involve. Like,
and that's what I'm thinking about.
Not
like
money.
150.
We're not
I'm
house
like,
broke.
I'm like, dang, I could do what I'm doing now and save some. But also, I'm like, dang, because you saying that, I was like, well, I ain't got no kids, so like,
that's
I'm
the
not
only way
thinking
I
about
would
that.
feel comfortable as a man stepping away from the house to let my wife work by herself. Because now, like, I can make a lot. Okay, let me back up. If our family had to go through something where we can make a lot less than that, of course I'm going to adjust and make do with whatever the heck we got. I'm extremely grateful. So I don't want to sound too high on the horse here. I'm just saying, if all things are considered, everything's consistent, and I'd like to keep the lifestyle, I need to make more than what we make now. Not a lot, just a little bit more than we make now. to make sure that we both feel comfortable. Yeah, because if she's out working and making all the money, and yes, I'm at home making sure the kids are taken care of and blah, 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 that's a lot of work for both sides.
Bro, $48,000 a year in a compound interest account.
Come
on top of buying life insurances.
Yeah. Generationally.
How much money do we need in life? Like investing, like it just depends what you want to invest in, I guess.
Yeah. That's
like buying a life insurance is just as equivalent as buying or having a business that generates money and leaving that money. If you buy a big enough life insurance, it's the same thing. It just depends how you want to invest that money. Bro, $12,000 a month is a lot of money. We just don't see it like that, but I'm
thinking because. Man, this is gonna sound so crazy,
bro. Because you big baller,
no, stop, no.
Bro, I think you travel every week.
No, that's not true. I think about
he
my
about
wife.
To be travel Q.
We right there. We can go out and do things hard in the world, and so can women.
No facts.
Okay. However, like I just feel like we're shaped to take on a lot more hits, like emotional hits.
Facts.
And when you already know when you get to that type of money, and you're making that type of money, which is not a whole lot. Just to make sure that we're clear that we understand money. $275 is not like I'm saying we're millionaires, but that's a decent amount.
Still a decent amount of money.
Decent amount.
But there's people that make millions
right,
every year. So
that's some good money.
Whatever. It's good money. Again, I'm staying grateful. But my point is, for my wife to be out there making that kind of money by herself, there's a responsibility on her head that's so big and so hefty, you know, because that's a lot of money to be making and having to choose to bring in as an income for yourself, and you're not attached to your own business. You're an employee making that kind of money.
Right.
Bro, you're whatever the list
Anything
is.
can happen at her. Yeah.
So that means when she comes home, she needs to feel comfortable, and that includes probably traveling a lot and moving around a lot and making sure that her funds look good whenever she looks in her bank account. So that includes investing in certain things. It just, the kids keeping the lifestyle or doing a little bit better. You see what I'm saying? Something to keep her comfortable, because if you're out there making $275, you're not like, you're not just twiddling your thumbs. You see what I'm saying? You're doing something as an employee that's a lot of pressure.
No, for sure. And if I made that money, I ain't gonna lie. If Katie was ever
$20,000 a month.
If Katie was ever stay at home, wife, mom, whatever, I'm gonna be like, you got a lot of jobs. One of them also these finances. I'm gonna make the money.
I'm getting a nanny. $20,000
no,
a month.
Facts,
Nanny's
bro.
only $3,000, $4,000 a month.
Facts.
What's that?
You can do a bunch of stuff with that, like, you know.
That's what I'm saying. But that's the point I'm making.
Facts.
That's the point I'm making.
Yeah.
That way, when she come home, she's 100% comfortable.
Right.
Nannies, cleaners.
Ain't no food you gotta cook. Ain't no cleaning you gotta do.
100%.
I take care of all the books. I make sure everything's paid. I make sure the kids get where they need to go.
Facts.
I got all the stuff, all the practices and the book. Because that's what I would be looking for if it was flipped anyway. Right. Like if we were doing something like that.
I'd be doing the same. 100%. 100%. Anyway,
The clouds.
we can get into the clouds, man. Shadow work with Cori, one of my favorite segments. I wanted to do like a fun, silly one, but like I felt like a little bit more vulnerable. So anyway, this is a segment where we talk about something. We get into a more vulnerable space. So I asked a question. I really want y'all to do some reflection here too. I'm gonna add a twist on this starting next month. Also, is that I'm also going to connect them to certain Bible verses.
I love it.
So I'm gonna put that on there too, so you can do that. But anyway, this question is: what's a personality trait you admire in others but struggle to embody yourself?
Mine is personally a little bit petty. I admire it, but it's petty. And I'm gonna describe it this way and kind of leave it as is, because I feel like it's a statement in itself. Cluelessness, weaponized ignorance, and ignorance.
Like the
ability
to just like be aloof.
Yeah, and the ability to
disconnect,
understand that there is learning to do or knowledge to be gained, and a willingness to not care about that. Like, I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to learn. I'm just going to say my piece and be done with it.
And then believe everything in your head that you got in your head.
Yeah, you just living in your own space.
I struggle to embody that because I will never. But like, I see when you can see that in other people, and it's truly who they are, like, or it's truly a trait of theirs. Golly, bro, like, your world got to be peaceful, because you know what I'm saying, like.
Maybe, yeah. I got a homeboy who's like that.
What was yours again?
Stoicism.
Ignorance, cluelessness.
Stoicism.
Yeah.
Stoic people. Don't tell me you don't admire nothing from nobody else.
Openness. That's probably mine.
Ooh, I like it.
You know, I gotta work on that, man. I'm believe it or not, people see me on social media, man, but it's not. I'm really a private guy, but you know, I gotta get the job done. But still, openness is that's probably the thing I admire in people, like people that could be open, share their I share my life, but there's still a privacy in that. But the just the way uncaring is, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I can't, I small talk with y'all and all that, but just coming in front of people and small talking and doing all this.
That's because Mama's a woo.
No, but Karen a goat. She a
woo
goat.
through and
no,
through.
for
If
sure.
y'all don't
But
know,
it's a skill,
woo
bro.
stands for
It's
winning
a
others over.
skill,
Yeah,
bro.
it's a
Openness
skill to
is
be
a
able to be-
skill.
yeah.
There's tonalities with it. There's a whole thing that comes with being open. I'm like, man, like, if I can get that down, which I'm getting there, but
And you have that space and time, too.
yes,
Like,
it's a lot.
All of that.
So that's so funny that he's an introvert because a lot of people don't know that, but I am too. So I always joke with him about the social battery and stuff like that because believe it or not, I got the same thing. I just know how to mask it a little bit, but you know.
I mask it a lot.
Personality trait I admire. Similar to something Jeremy said, just that a steady hand, like the one where you can get passionate and never raise your voice, like, and your message get across.
Facts.
You know, actually, you are the most interesting person in the room because you're not saying much. You know what I'm saying? Or the guy who, when you get to talking to him, you realize, like, I don't know much about you, but damn, you actually a pretty cool dude. You know what I'm saying? Like, is that part? I wish I naturally embodied that. It comes off so fake if I do it right now. Like, if I were to just, like, come into a room and just be, I'll be like, man, what is going on, Matt, bro?
well, yeah.
Yeah,
That's because we know you.
Yeah, well, that's
yeah.
the point. That we're talking about traits I don't
Yeah.
have. Like, I wish I had. That's the one right there where I felt like I wish it would come natural to me to be the fly on the wall. Because I think my personality internally is I like to operate as that fly on the wall. Like, my nature is to operate as the fly on the wall, who sees everything, maybe dictating how the room is moving, but you just never know he's there. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't naturally turn that on enough to get people to know that that's who I am internally, really. It comes off like, no, Matt, you're the life of the party. I'm like, guys, you don't know. I just want to be like.
It's like Aunt Shirley. It's like Aunt Shirley person.
But Aunt Shirley does it perfect.
Yeah,
she's like that. That's a good example of what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's
like,
what I'm saying.
like,
She's perfect at it.
Man, she walks in, you revere her immediately. As soon as she starts talking, she's smiling, but it don't come off like a fake smile.
It ain't forced. Nothing's forced.
Nothing. Everything comes
Nothing's
off
forced by
naturally
Shirley.
for her. And then,
And
in the same
she
token, you're talking to her, you're not.
Yeah.
Like, right when you think you're talking to her,
Real
you
talk.
look up and she's gone. You're
Yeah.
like, what?
Or
just
she can
happened?
be in a room and you don't know she's
Yeah,
in
you don't
there.
even know she's in there, but yeah.
You might have been holding in your head a 30-minute conversation with her, and it was literally 5 minutes.
Yeah.
And then you look up and she's like in the other room, like preparing a plate. You're like, what?
What? Yeah. Like,
Where is she
just
going?
gliding. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say for me, there is like man, all y'all's hit home, bro, because it's like, I'm super open, but I'm also very private. And I try to be a little bit more open because it helps from an empathic situation connect to people, right? Like,
That's the perfect way to
when
say it.
you're open, it allows others to feel like, one, they don't have to be open, but they can.
100%.
And so I try to do that pretty often, but then there are other things that I'm unwilling to, like, you're never going to get that out of me ever. I don't care who you are, right? Like, it's just like, but then it's like, man, there are some people who do a great job of, or if I see somebody or a certain moment, like the other day, it's cool, man, working at a university like this. There's a situation happening, and I get on my calendar, a prayer meeting. Everybody in the department show up. I mean, it's probably like 70 people in this room. We read some passages, we say a prayer, and then we get to these small circles and we continue to pray. And the whole time I'm there, I'm thinking to myself, I'm praying, but I don't want to really pray out loud because I don't want...
Embarrassed a little bit.
No, not even really the embarrassment. It's not the embarrassment. It's I already think that people think I talk too much.
That's what I'm saying. So you're
You
saying
know
exactly what I'm saying.
Yeah, I already think that
But
people
it's
think
not-
I talk
it's
too
not
much.
under that embarrassment
It is not
umbrella.
like embarrassment at all. It's just
I just
that,
don't
like,
want to be.
you know,
You're saying exactly what I was
You don't want to be
explaining.
as seen.
Yeah,
Not even that.
That's actually good.
And
That's a good way to
honestly,
look at it.
maybe.
the way I view prayer is very private, bro.
That's the word. I didn't want to say it, but it's a private thing for me.
It's very private.
very
So I'm
private
like,
thing.
I'm not. When sometimes I'm praying and people don't even know I am.
Yeah, most people.
You know what I'm saying? I could be in the room with you right now and be praying. You have no idea that I just said a prayer. But other times I have to retreat and I don't like you know. Anyway, but there are times where I'm like, it's such powerful though. It's like to be able to be in a circle and like lead that prayer circle and like we're all gathered there for one thing. We amplifying our voices, and we know that God's presence is there. So it's like, dang. I'm battling with this, and like maybe I should say something. Man, I'll just be the third person. You know what I'm saying?
Sometimes I don't even want the moment, bro.
I'm like, man, it's
And
not.
then they force you into the moment because then they think that your personality.
Yeah,
is
and I was like, no, it's not. And then it feels performative.
There
then
it
I
is.
get mad. Now it's a problem.
I feel like if
Now
I want
I
the
have
moment,
to
it's
perform.
performative.
Yes, and I'm like, that wasn't.
Yeah.
And then when I don't perform, it's like, oh, what's wrong with you?
But there are some people like my mom and like your dad who are like literally perfect at it. I don't know.
Yeah,
they
they
can
just
come out.
snap in. Yeah,
They just
snap
turn
in.
it on.
But
I'm
to
like,
this day, and you can ask Katie this, I do not like performing. It is. I cannot stand it.
I was gonna say you don't like green eggs and ham.
No, that's funny. I can't stand it. I
shit
don't
hard.
like being like when people are like, "Oh, you're shy." Put it on the spot. It's like, no, it's not that I'm
not
shy.
that.
I'll sing or do whatever at any time. It's that I felt like you turned me into something, and now I'm just performing it. It doesn't feel natural.
I'm about to kill everybody on this. This is exactly what it is. You're 5 years old. You're playing video games.
Yeah,
It's 8 o'clock at night.
Do the
Y'all
fucking
just
dance.
had soul food. It's a Sunday.
All the people still over.
All your cousins are over there. Your uncle's over there, and all of a sudden you hear, "Matt, come here."
There it is.
And you go to that living room. Hey, do that dance you did at the. Oh my God.
Still of the night.
I held you tight. Oh, I love you so. Promise I'll never let you go in the still of the night. Still of the night. I remember that night in May when the stars were right up above. I hope, what he say, and I pray to keep your precious love so before
Hey.
the night. Hold me again with all of your might in the still of the night. Anyway, that was trauma.
That is trauma.
A whole bunch of trauma.
That was trauma. That was trauma. Hey, shout out to the
serious.
trauma. You know what I'm
Shout
saying?
out
We're
to the
performing
trauma.
the trauma on the thing, bro. Because I was like, damn, I don't
Trauma
want to do
build
that.
character, man.
I don't want- This is true though. I will say that because you have to go through some hard stuff sometimes, and you got to come out onto. There's a Bible verse about that. Okay, about going through hard times and letting the trauma do its work in you. Because it's not finished, and when it was finished, you will be built into a better character.
Come on, somebody.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Come on.
Yeah, he's iron working.
You know what I'm saying?
The Rock.
Praise the Lord, shall I? Hallelujah. Anyway, that was a little praise break, man. But I want y'all to think about this, man. What personality trait do you admire in others, but you struggle to embody yourself? And you don't have to embody it. I just want you to think about it in ways that maybe you can implement it in your life. Put on some tea. That's what I'm about to do. Make sure you get your rest. And come back next week because we got a better episode. Peace out.
Is it 100?
Episode 100. Oh.
Next week is 100.
That's
If
what I'm
it's
saying.
up.
Then it's stuck.
Hey.
He's risen.